Have you noticed something changing lately, but brushed it off as just getting older? Maybe your morning erections aren't as frequent as they used to be. Maybe they're not as firm, or maybe they've disappeared altogether. Most men assume that's simply part of aging. But what if your body is actually trying to tell you something much bigger? Something that could show up years before a heart attack, years before a stroke, and years before many men realize there's a problem at all. And here's the surprising part. The signal appears while you're asleep. No blood test, no scan, no doctor's appointment, just one message your body sends almost every night. And if it starts changing, you should pay attention. I'm Dr. Ava, a urologist, and today I want to talk about morning erections, what they really mean, why they have far less to do with sex than most people think, and how they can reveal important clues about your blood vessels, hormones, sleep quality, and overall health. Because sometimes the earliest warning signs don't show up in your chest. They show up somewhere else entirely. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. Let's start with something most people never hear. Morning erections are not primarily about sexual desire. In fact, you can wake up with one even when sex is the furthest thing from your mind. Strange, right? So what's actually happening? Every night, your body moves through multiple sleep cycles. Light sleep, deep sleep, then REM sleep, the stage where dreaming becomes more active. And during REM sleep, something fascinating happens. The nervous system shifts gears. The chemicals that normally keep erections switched off begin to quiet down. At the same time, your body's relaxation system takes over. Blood vessels relax, blood flow increases, and erections occur naturally, even while you're sleeping. But that's only a part of the story. This is because there's another factor involved, and it might explain why sleep affects sexual health more than many men realize. While you're sleeping, testosterone naturally rises. In healthy men, testosterone typically reaches some of its highest levels during the early morning hours. That hormonal surge works together with healthy blood flow and healthy nerve signals. The result? Those nighttime and morning erections many men take for granted. Now here's where things get interesting. What happens when sleep quality starts to decline? What happens when stress builds up? What happens when testosterone drops or blood vessels become unhealthy? The answer is often subtle at first, but your body notices long before you do. And there's one more reason morning erections happen that surprises almost everyone: your bladder. As your bladder fills overnight, it stimulates nerves in the lower spinal cord. Those nerves can trigger reflex erections while you're sleeping. It's simply part of how the body is wired, which raises a fascinating question. Why would the body go through all this effort? Why create a system that produces erections while you're unconscious? The answer reveals something many men never learn. These erections are actually helping maintain the health of penile tissue itself. Every time blood enters erectile tissue, it delivers oxygen and nutrients. Think of it like routine maintenance. The tissue stays flexible, healthy, responsive. Without that regular oxygen-rich blood flow, the tissue gradually becomes less elastic over time. That's why nighttime erections aren't just random events. They're part of your body's maintenance program. And now we arrive at the part every man over 50 needs to understand. Because this isn't only about sexual health, it's about vascular health, the health of your blood vessels. And what happens next may surprise you. The arteries supplying the penis are among the smallest arteries in the entire body, much smaller than the arteries supplying the heart. So when blood vessel damage begins, when cholesterol builds up, when inflammation develops, when high blood pressure starts affecting circulation, those tiny arteries often show signs first, long before symptoms appear elsewhere. Think about that for a moment. Your body may be giving you an early warning signal years before a major cardiovascular problem develops. And that's exactly what researchers have observed. Studies consistently show that erection problems often appear years before heart attacks and strokes. Years, not months. Years. In many cases, erectile changes become one of the earliest detectable signs that blood vessels are no longer functioning optimally. That's why I often tell patients this. An erection problem isn't always a bedroom problem. Sometimes it's a blood vessel problem, sometimes it's a cardiovascular problem, and sometimes it's your body's version of a check engine light, not an emergency, but definitely something worth investigating. Now, before we continue, if you're finding this information helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone you care about, because the right information can change someone's life. And if you or someone you know has noticed changes in erection quality or frequency, let me know in the comments below. You might help someone realize they're not alone. Now, let's talk about the two patterns I want you to pay attention to. The first is frequency. Missing one morning erection? That's usually not a big deal. Poor sleep can affect it, stress can affect it, alcohol can affect it, certain medications can affect it. Life happens. What matters is the pattern. If weeks become months, and something that used to happen regularly has largely disappeared, that's worth discussing with your doctor. The second pattern is quality. This one is even more important, because many men focus only on whether an erection happens. But a better question is this: has the quality changed? Has firmness gradually decreased? Has reliability changed? Has something slowly shifted over time? Because blood vessel problems often develop gradually. And those gradual changes can become important clues, especially when they happen alongside high blood pressure, diabetes, elevated cholesterol, smoking history, poor sleep, or excess weight. So what can you actually do about it? This is where the good news begins, because your blood vessels are remarkably responsive to healthy habits. Let's start with the biggest one: smoking. If you smoke, quitting may be one of the most powerful things you can do for erectile health. Smoking damages the lining of blood vessels and reduces healthy circulation throughout the body, including the penis. When smoking stops, blood flow begins improving surprisingly quickly. Next comes exercise. And this is where many people underestimate the power of movement. Exercise stimulates nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide helps blood vessels relax and widen. That means better circulation, better oxygen delivery, and healthier erections. Even brisk walking most days of the week can make a meaningful difference over time. Then there's blood pressure and blood sugar. These two quietly damage blood vessels year after year when left uncontrolled, often without obvious symptoms. That's why regular checkups matter. Not because you're sick, but because prevention works best before damage accumulates. And then there's sleep. Remember those REM cycles we talked about earlier? They're doing far more than helping you dream. They're helping regulate hormones, support healthy testosterone production, maintain nighttime erections, and support recovery throughout the body. If you're snoring heavily, waking up exhausted, or your partner notices pauses in breathing while you sleep, don't ignore it. Conditions like sleep apnea can significantly affect both cardiovascular and sexual health. Now here's another factor many men overlook: excess abdominal fat. Belly fat isn't just stored energy, it's biologically active tissue. It produces inflammatory chemicals, it affects hormones, and it can lower available testosterone levels over time, which creates a chain reaction throughout the body: lower energy, lower libido, reduced muscle mass, and changes in erectile function. Finally, let's talk about testosterone. Low testosterone isn't the cause of every erection problem, but if you're experiencing fatigue, low sex drive, mood changes, reduced strength, and disappearing morning erections, it's worth having a conversation with your doctor. A simple blood test can provide valuable answers, and sometimes answers are exactly what people need. So here's the bottom line: morning erections are about much more than sex. They're connected to sleep, hormones, blood flow, nerve function, and overall health. That's why changes in frequency or quality shouldn't automatically be dismissed as aging. Your body may be trying to tell you something important, not to scare you, but to help you, to give you time, to give you options, to give you the opportunity to act before a bigger problem develops. Because the earlier you listen to your body, the more you can do about what it's saying. And remember this: small changes matter. A healthier meal, a daily walk, better sleep, managing blood pressure, quitting smoking, losing a little weight. These things may seem small individually, but together they can transform how you feel, how you function, and how confidently you move through life. Thank you for spending these minutes with me today. And if you found value in this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may need to hear it. Take care of yourself, pay attention to what your body is telling you, and never underestimate the power of small steps, because comfort, freedom, confidence, and better health are often built one choice at a time.